Even now, 5 years later, that dinner still scorches my memory. I can picture my mother's flawless nails tapping insistently on the polished mahogany table, diamonds flashing as she pronounced her judgment on my choices. A tech startup, she sneered. With your trust fund, Madison, darling, this path will never make you anyone important. Across the table, my sister Catherine's smirk was sharp, my father's sigh heavy with disappointment. The Hunter name carried weight in Boston's elite, country clubs, gala events, not coding in a cramped loft with a couple of dropouts. We're cutting off your trust fund, Dad declared. Maybe then you'll understand what's reasonable. I glanced at the faces surrounding me, people who measured value by lineage and connections, and made a decision that would define my future. Keep it, I said, rising. All of it. That was the last time I dined in that house. The last time I touched my trust fund. The last time I was Madison Hunter, the disappointing daughter, instead of who I've become. 5 years later, I sat in my penthouse office, watching our stock soar. Hunter Technologies had transformed cybersecurity with an AI platform that left competitors scrambling. Licensing deals poured in. Our IPO dominated the headlines. Miss Hunter, Julia's voice buzzed over the intercom, there's a situation you should know about. Go ahead. My family is stuck at Logan International. There's a fuel shortage affecting private flights. Commercial flights are fully booked due to the tech conference. I leaned back, a small smile tugging at my lips. The tech conference, my tech conference, where I was set to deliver the keynote tomorrow in Silicon Valley. They're trying to reach you, Julia continued. Your sister has called 6 times. Naturally. The Hunter Family Foundation Gala was tomorrow, San Francisco, the social event of the year. Missing it would be catastrophic for them. A text from Catherine lit up my phone. Maddie, please. We know you have a private jet. We need to get to SF, family emergency. The emergency being their reputation, of course. I pulled up the tracking app for my Gulfstream G650, the jet I purchased not for indulgence, but because in tech, time is currency, and I had to be anywhere at a moment's notice. Fueled and ready. Another text from Mom. Madison, darling. Surely we can move past this. The gala is vital for the family name. I thought about that night, the trust fund I rejected, the nights on the office floor coding, surviving on ramen and ambition, and the investors who believed in me when my family wouldn't. Julia, I said into the intercom, send a car to the hangar. I'm flying to San Francisco first thing. And your family? I replied to Mom. Nobodies don't own jets. Then I packed my things, including my keynote announcing Hunter Technologies' latest breakthrough, a revelation set to skyrocket our stock. Should I tell them you're refusing to help? Julia asked. No, I said, smiling as I left. Let them see my jet take off without them. Revenge doesn't always need a refusal. Sometimes, it's letting them witness what they lost. In the car, Boston's skyline blurred past. Somewhere, my family lingered at the airport, their carefully curated status crumbling, while I had a stage, a speech, and a legacy to secure. The irony wasn't lost on me. They'd called me a nobody for choosing innovation over tradition. Now, I was worth more than the entire Hunter fortune combined. Another text from Dad. Madison, this is childish. We need that plane. I silenced my phone as we reached the hangar. The Gulfstream gleamed, Hunter Technologies' logo proudly displayed on its tail. Being called a nobody can be the most powerful motivation to become unforgettable. The jet soared into the clouds. Leaving Boston, and my frantic, stranded family, far behind, I allowed a small, victorious smile. They were probably staring at the tarmac, watching my jet ascend, realizing exactly who was on board. Miss Hunter, the pilot's voice came through the intercom, your sister is trying to contact the tower. She says there's been some kind of mistake. No mistake, James, I replied, swirling my champagne. Just poetic justice. My phone had erupted, texts, voicemails, even emails from distant relatives I hadn't heard from in years. The Hunter clan network was in full-blown panic. Catherine's text made me laugh out loud. "Do you realize what you're doing? The governor will be at the gala. The senator's wife is counting on Mom's donation announcement. And from my cousin Elizabeth. Mother is in tears. How could you be so heartless?" I pulled up a video from 5 years ago, secretly recorded by my startup co-founder. There I was, collapsed on a threadbare office couch, surrounded by coffee cups and scattered printouts of code. Meanwhile, my family had been at the country club, boasting to everyone that I'd gone off the rails. A news alert pinged on my laptop. Hunter Technologies to reveal groundbreaking innovation at Tech Summit. Below it, a Society column headline. Hunter family expected to make record donation at annual gala, will they show? The contrast was delicious. "Miss Hunter," Julia's voice crackled over the secure line, "your father's lawyer is threatening legal action over the jet. He claims it was purchased with family funds." "Forward him the paperwork," I said calmly. Every cent came from my first software patent, the one they insisted would fail. I opened my keynote presentation, polishing the final details. Tomorrow, I would unveil Hunter Technologies' new quantum encryption protocol, a breakthrough poised to revolutionize cybersecurity. Stocks would surge. The tech world would shift. And my family would sit helplessly in their empty gala seats. The phone rang, a number I didn't recognize. Against my better judgment, I answered. "Madison," my mother's voice was sharp with fury restrained, "you've made your point. Whatever you want, board positions, public apologies, double the inheritance, it's yours. Just return the jet." I gazed out the window, watching the sun ignite the clouds in shades of gold. "You still don't understand," I said softly. "I don't want anything from you. Never did. I only wanted you to believe in me." "We were protecting you," she snapped. "Tech startups fail constantly. The Hunter name. We'll survive," I interrupted. "And after tomorrow, we'll thrive, just not the way you imagined." I hung up, just as another alert flashed. Hunter Technologies stock hits record high on quantum security speculation. Below it, a Society column. Hunter family absent at gala, private aviation issues cited. Sometimes, success tastes sweeter than revenge. Watching them stew from an overcrowded airport terminal. That's the cherry on top. I leaned back in my leather seat, watching clouds drift beneath our jet, the very symbol of triumph they said I'd never achieve. In less than 12 hours, I would reshape the tech world. And somewhere in Boston, my family was realizing a harsh truth: the person they dismissed as a nobody had become the biggest somebody of all. The jet angled west, cutting toward my destiny, leaving their social disaster behind. Karma, it seemed, flies at 45,000 feet. The next morning, backstage at Tech Summit, I watched the live feed of the Hunter family gala, empty tables, bewildered caterers, and influential attendees questioning where their hosts had vanished. My phone showed missed calls from every family member. But my attention was fixed elsewhere. The Wall Street Journal headline had just gone live. Hunter Technologies unveils revolutionary quantum encryption, stock soars 300%. 5 minutes, Miss Hunter, a stagehand called. I adjusted my suit, not the conservative one Mom would have chosen, but the one that radiated a confident tech CEO. The hall was packed, investors, industry leaders, and media. Every major network carried the live feed. My phone buzzed one final time, a text from Catherine. "They're calling it the Hunter family humiliation. Mom's social standing is ruined. Are you satisfied now?" I stepped onto the stage to thunderous applause, thinking only of one thing: success. About triumph, about vindication. "Good morning," I began, my voice steady and confident. 5 years ago, someone told me I would amount to nothing. Today, I'm here to reveal the future of digital security. The presentation went flawlessly. The innovation was groundbreaking. When I concluded, the standing ovation lasted for 10 full minutes. Backstage, Julia handed me a phone. "Your father's watching CNBC," she said. "They're calling you the next Steve Jobs. He wants to speak with you." I took the call. "Hello, Dad." Madison, his voice was smaller now, uncertain. We were wrong." "Yes," I said simply. "You were at the gala. Our family's reputation is intact." I paused. "The Hunter name is stronger than ever, just not in the way you imagined." I hung up and looked at Julia. "Send my jet to Boston." "Really?" she asked, startled. "Yes," I said, smiling. "But take your time. Maybe run a full maintenance check first. Sometimes being someone important means being the bigger person." The next day's headlines told the story perfectly. Tech visionary Madison Hunter transforms cybersecurity. Hunter Technologies makes youngest self-made billionaire. Hunter family absent from own gala as daughter makes tech history. I kept a framed copy of my mother's desperate text from the airport. "Madison, darling, we need your jet." Below it, my reply. "Nobodies don't own planes." Sometimes, the most satisfying success story is the one nobody saw coming, especially the people who once called you nobody. From my office overlooking Silicon Valley, I raised a glass to the skyline. To the nobody who became somebody. To the daughter who proved them all wrong. And to the private jet that taught my family the most expensive lesson of all: never underestimate someone you dismiss as a nobody. A week later, I was back in my office, watching the financial news. Hunter Technologies stock had stabilized at 4 times its prior value. My net worth had crossed $12 billion, making me one of the youngest self-made billionaires ever. A gentle knock interrupted my thoughts. Julia stepped in, hesitant. "Your mother and sister are here," she said. "They flew commercial." I allowed a small smile. "Send them up." Mom and Catherine arrived minutes later. Mom's usual composure was slightly ruffled from economy-class travel. Catherine's designer outfit showed faint wrinkles from the flight. Both looked uncomfortable, an unfamiliar humility in their expressions. "Madison," Mom began, then faltered. For the first time in my life, she admitted, lost for words. "The gala was rescheduled," Catherine blurted out. "Everyone's talking about how the Hunter family produced a tech genius. Society columns are praising us for supporting your unconventional path." I leaned back in my chair. "How convenient, darling," Mom tried again. "We were wrong. So terribly wrong. Watching you on stage announce your breakthrough. You weren't just somebody," I said quietly. "You were extraordinary. Now you see it. 5 years too late." "We want to make it right," Catherine added. "Family should stay together." I stood and walked to the window, surveying the empire I'd built. "You know what being called a nobody taught me?" I said. "That true value isn't measured in a trust fund or social status. It's believing in yourself when no one else does." "Please," Mom whispered. "Let us be part of your life again." I turned to them, on one condition. "Anything," they said, in unison. "The Hunter Family Foundation," I declared. "I want to repurpose it. Instead of galas and social climbing, it will fund tech education for underprivileged children, kids who might be labeled nobody by people like us." Mom paused only a moment before nodding. "Of course, it's your vision now." "And one more thing," I said, pressing a button on my desk. Julia entered carrying 3 folders. "What's this?" Catherine asked. "Your economy tickets back to Boston," I said, then grinned. "Just kidding. It's the paperwork to establish the Hunter Innovation Scholarship, because sometimes the next somebody is just waiting for a chance to prove the world wrong." Tears filled their eyes, and for the first time in 5 years, I let them hug me. Later that evening, as my jet carried them back to Boston, yes, I relented, I added a new frame to my wall. Next to my mother's desperate text and my iconic "Nobodies don't own planes" reply, I placed a new memento, a photograph of the first classroom funded by the Hunter Innovation Scholarship, a reminder that the next somebody could be anyone, just waiting for an opportunity to rise.